Alright guys, today we have another IBO kit that is the Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. And today it's actually going to be the Graze Kai, or Graze Custom. And, well, just like before with Barbatos, I have already built this guy, so we're going to do a quicker review of it today. But we're going to look at the box art first. And I really love the box art on these IBO kits. I mean, it's just drawn so well and shows off so much of what these mobile suits are. So here you have the Graze Kai here with this big old thruster going off here in the back. You got explosions and everything happening back here. Down here in the bottom, you actually have their ship that they conned out of somebody, which was a great episode. And then here you have Barbatos, and it's probably, I think it's third form, roughly, because it's got the blue shoulders. It doesn't have the white shoulders just yet, and it still has the grappling hook, which we'll cover in a later kit whenever it comes up. And then, of course, you have the pilot image here. You got Akihiro, which he's a great pilot and helper to the series. It's just pretty awesome. His role, it gets a little bit more important, but at this point, it's just the Graze Kai, which they basically beat down, stole, and refit, which is pretty awesome. And of course, you get the obligatory Iron Blooded Orphans kind of flag style writing there. I always loved that. Official Bandai product, as usual. So we'll come down here, we'll take a look, and of course you got the product shots. Here it is, wielding its gun, and its axe, just on a stand there. Another cool position, the axe is actually on the hip skirt there. It shows here that the head can actually open up, which is kind of a cool gimmick, but slightly wasted on these smaller kits. And it's got the shoulder articulation here. Honestly, I don't really know. I guess that's just a zoomed in shot there of the head. You get the booster in the back that can actually, maneuver around. That's actually a pretty cool image of it hacking hit somebody with the axe, I guess. And then here it shows you can customize it as usual. And so here it's got actually, the alternate shoulder bazooka, and some thruster packs there. And actually on this one, because the way I built it, it does actually have these. This actually came as the first, I believe it's the first option pack, which is pretty cool how they did that. And we'll come back around here to the side. Same thing as the top box art. BandaiHobby.net. Go check it out, people, please. Come back here, and you get the obligatory rear and front shot. And unlike the Barbatos, it's actually in the same position. And then you get a little bit of a read up here on Akihiro, and then just a little bit of the Gundam story and the gtaketsu.com. Go check that out. I'm sure it's all just about this. You got the don't stick anything in this face. Don't stick anything in this box in your face. It'll kill you. I probably should actually look that up just to double check to see what it actually says, but I like to pretend that's what it does say. And of course, down here, illustration by Ryota. Magaki Ryota. I like that. And then the background image is by Saito Yoshinobu. So, the person who did Akihiro's face, I'm assuming, is the Magaki, and Saito does the actual cool box art. I like that, and I appreciate it. It costs the same, $10, 1,000 yen. That's awesome. Obligatory symbols I don't understand. And then, as we always do, that box is upside down. Still looks cool. It's just upside down. So let's go ahead, get this guy open, check it out. Like I said, it's already built, so we're going to skip the building process and go right to the review. Alright, now here we have the Graze Kai out of its box finally for the first time in months, and it is free to just be awesome again. And it is awesome. Like, even though this is like the really kind of fully customized version, it's pretty cool even in its stock mode. So we'll take a look at it. The Graze is essentially the grunt suit of IBO. It is the Zaku of IBO. It's the antagonist usually, and it's so cool and ubiquitous. But unlike the Zaku, which is very round, this thing is incredibly angular. And I dig it. I really do. So take it off of its stand here and get a little bit of close up on it. Come on, buddy. Come on. Get off. Yeah. It was on there. As you can see, I've got some of the option parts on here. I got like all of the option parts on here. It's got this really cool shoulder bazooka that can rotate here. It has a good hinge here thanks to its little polycap in the back. And just for the review, I'm going to go ahead and tuck it out of the way. It has a cool slider right here that goes around these custom shoulders. It allows it to just slide around the back like so. And then it's got this cool, I think it's a grenade launcher. Doesn't really look like, yeah, it's just got to be a grenade launcher. It's another option parts kit, and I just leave it on this guy. And this shield, actually, is meant to go, I forget if it's on a Graze or on the Barbatos, but I painted it to match this guy. I like the green, so that's pretty neat. It also has these cool option thrusters back here. They do open up. Now, I didn't paint a lot on these option kits because I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with them yet. I just left them on here. So, you know, normally I'll do a lot of painting detail options. Like, these shoulders are actually supposed to be dark gray, or just the same color gray. But I painted them green to try to match, and then the dark gray inside there. And just like with the Zaku, it kind of has the obligatory, what we call Graze rifle. So all Zakus come with this rifle. I have so many of them, it's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Now, we'll go in here, look a little close up. Zaku heads. Oddly enough, it's limited like a Zaku head. But the Graze head, you know, it can rotate. It can kind of go all the way around up, except it popped off. See? Knew it didn't actually go all the way around. But take off the head now because that's what happened. You see, in the neck joint, it's just the same standard double ball joint. And it has a little Graze thing. But because of this back neck collar, it's kind of limited. Obviously, I just proved that. I couldn't even rotate it all the way around. Get in there, buddy. No, it wants to be loose. Oh, let me see if I can tighten that up. There we go. That's a little bit better. And with the Graze, because they had to keep some kind of mono eye, you get in here and sort of see that look in there. It has the cool ball eye thing going on in there. If you look real close, if I can get some light in there, instead of using the sticker that comes with it, I actually painted it a little black and yellow to match the kind of like a visor. So they have like a main camera here, but then they have the eyeball on the inside. So whenever it gets angry, it can open the eyeball and look at somebody. Don't know. It can turkey neck just a little bit. It's very restricted, guys. And you come to the chest. That's actually, I believe, the cockpit where they tend to sit, because that's usually where the guys tend to smash them. The shoulders and chest articulate like this, very much like like a lot of the Gundams do, where it's actually got the pivot point here. But then you come over here and you've got the normal kind of shoulder joint. Can't go up very far. It's restricted by its own armor. Though this particular shoulder armor doesn't go very far. You can see where it actually even restricts the arm from tilting up. So it's very heavy duty. The standard shoulder armor I have laying here looks more like this. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know where the other shoulder armor went. It's supposed to have one on either side. And then, like I said, in stock form, it actually looks pretty neat. But I'm not going to show that off today. Hopefully I can find this other shoulder piece, because I wouldn't mind using it elsewhere. But you can sort of get the arms up here. You got the same polycap ball joint / hinge there. You got the standard sort of hingy shoulder joint down in there. Of course, you can rotate at the bicep. Nice little bicep armor. Single jointed elbow, but it actually can bend pretty decently. The standard HG fist. And just like all the other IBO hands, it's just a fist like cupped, and then the back comes off so you can put the weapons in. Almost all weapons work across the IBO line because they make the hands the same size. Now, the cool thing with the Graze, it's actually very articulate in the main body. It has a hinge sort of right up in here with a polycap. So the upper body can actually move like this, and then it pops off like that. Because so much going on in this guy, it's hard to... So I'd have to stand... It has actually a ball joint down here for the main body, but because there's so much in the way, it can't articulate a whole lot right now. These things right here, these hoses, they just totally get in the way of everything. I'm not even gonna lie. But the side skirts actually hinder some of the twisting movement in and of themselves. You can see them rocking there as I do that. So they'll get in the way. Side skirts, actually, you know, they flip up and down just a little bit. Once again, held in place by this stupid booster pack here. come down to the hips. Unlike the Barbatos, which I was wrong, these hips are not articulated inside the actual hip joint, but you get the normal swivel at the top of the leg. You get the, yeah, there we go. You get the thigh bend. But here's what's really neat about these. I love the knees. You get the knee there and then there. Very, very double jointed knee. So this thing can bend. I love it's got this cool little armor here. Like I said, I love the angularness of this. Like normally I like a good smooth, maybe good looking kit. This thing is very sharp and angular and high heels. And unlike Gundams, they can actually color match these. So it's got the cool green high heels you'll never see on anything, trust me. And then the Graze ankles, they're a little interesting because actually it's got a pivot point right here. So it can go like this, but then it has a ball joint down here. So you can get a little bit of rotation, a little bit of tilt. With small feet like this, it's actually made for space use for the most part because on the ground, you tend to want to have big planted feet. This guy is made to definitely move around more in space. That's why I've got these big old thrusters here. Speaking of big old thrusters, let's look at the back. Cool thing about the Graze Kai, it actually just has this single big conical thruster on the back. And it has its own hinge right in there. It's pretty stiff and that's good. And I don't remember, I kind of showed it off on the thing, but yeah, this guy in and of itself is sort of on a little ball joint and moves around a little bit, but don't really need to do that because it can do everything there. Like I said, I've added plenty of paint detail to this. This was all gray, has tiny thrusters there. They're just painted just to fit in a little bit better, not just be all the same color. A little bit of silver detail there, some good panel lining. Didn't do anything here. But the Graze is very minimal. Like, it may be very angular, pointy, and have a lot going on, but realistically, it's very minimal. Because, I mean, look, there's no major details here. You got a couple polylines? Yeah, polylines, guys. Panel lines here and there, but that's it. I mean, if not for these shoulders, it wouldn't even be that much, because it's just a dot. Just a little dot there. No big deal. I mean, if I didn't bother painting anything on these, this would probably be a very quick kit to go together. And I love the Graze. I've done a few of them at this point, which we will see over the next few reviews, because, like I said, the Graze is very ubiquitous in the IBO universe. They're everywhere, you know, and this isn't even the first iteration of this kit. We will get to the Graze Kai 2 eventually, or the Ryusei Go. And that's even more kind of out of the box for a Graze. Yes, that's the way I want to say it. Out of the box. Irony. But one thing for this guy, there's a couple extra options. So don't necessarily use them here. I didn't. You've got this cool quad bazooka here. It's actually part of the option kit 2, I believe it is. So you got this, and these can actually, in a way you can mount this. I just can't remember exactly how. I think there's a thing that pegs it into it. These are for using it on a completely different kit, not this guy. I think it's the SHOKY, which I don't own. It's one of the few IBO kits I don't have. And instead of using the red stickers for these missile covers, I painted those. We'll set that aside since I'm not really using it. And then, much like this is basically the Zaku rifle of the Graze, you get the Graze axe, which is neat. The Graze axe, much like the Heat Hawk for a Zaku. They're all the same. Everybody's got one. And if not for the fact that I have these boosters on there, oops, I'm going to go ahead and drop it. I would put that on there that just pegs into the side skirt, and they all do that, and they all come with it. Which, once again, we will see. I'll set this down. Now, as I explained last time in the Barbatos review, totally working on a display for this. And I will show that off as I go. We'll just take a second here. Here we go. Now we've got the main display going, and we've got Barbatos right up front because, well, that's where he would be. And we're going to go ahead and put the Graze Kai where he's going to go. And if you're wondering, well, how does Kevin know where these are going to go? Well, I'm going off an old picture from the last time. And so more or less he goes kind of right there. I'll have to kind of play with it over time, but this is where he's going to go for the most part, guys. And I could zoom out a little bit, and you can see how much space this is going to be. The base of the display is this wide, and when it's done, it's going to be, you can't even see how high, it's above the gun. But that's how we're going to go, and like I said, we're going to assemble this over time through these reviews, and we will actually go ahead and complete my IBO collection here. But for this time, guys, that's going to be it on my review of the Graze Custom, or Graze Kai. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out my other videos, especially my Gunpla reviews. They take a while, but it's so much more fun. And you get the cool build music that I don't have in these videos. But that's it from Shoky today. Remember, guys, keep on building.